Olivia, Chris Francisca here. Thanks again for the interview today. I just wanted to give you a better answer to the question you asked me on how to quantify a Snapchat user. So here we go. So I'm going to do it two ways, and I'm going to start with revenue. So if you take the number of snaps per week, and I'm going to do this with me, so if you have snaps per week, we'll say I do probably about 3. I'm not a heavy Snapchat user. And then you do multiply that times number of weeks in the year, which is 52. Multiply that times the number of Snapchat friends I have, which is embarrassingly low, only 19. I checked this just a second ago. Multiply that times the percentage of people who view my snaps. We'll call it 75%. I think they probably look at my snaps. And then that total is going to be about 2,223. Alright, the next part of this. Add to this the friends on Snapchat who have added me, but who I haven't added. So this is the future part of it, right? So there's 12 of those friends times the probability that I add them. Maybe 50%. Some of those people I'm not too fond of. So times the percentage of people who view, which is 75, times number of snaps per week. Snaps is 3 times 52 weeks in the year is 702. So that's the annual eyeballs on all of my Snapchats that I publish throughout a given year. If you add these two together, you're going to get 2925. Now we're going to multiply this by the mobile CPM on iPhone, which according to Mashable is about $3. It's a little bit under that, but we'll call it $3 for the sake of this. Divide that by 1,000 because of CPM, and that's going to give you my potential revenue from me as a user over the course of the year, which is $8.78 right there. So that's pretty decent for one user, I guess. We don't really know how many Snapchat users there are because they're a private company, but the guess is about 30 million monthly active users, so that's something like 260 whatever million dollars per year. So that's pretty good, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to do this a different way now, and it's going to be based on social status. This is a little more fun. Okay. This we're going to start with a base score of 100. Then I'm going to say, because I have Snapchat, do you have it? I do have it. So I'm going to give myself a cool and hip bonus for having Snapchat of 50%. Alright. Now, I'm going to give myself a 1% bonus for every snaps per week, which of course I have 3, so that's going to get me a 1% bonus for each one of those, right? Alright. Minus, I'm taking away 2% for every snap over 70. Snaps over 70, and that's just because if you're sending more than 10 snaps a day, that's a little bit too much, and you're probably crazy. So I don't do that, so that's going to be times 0 for me. Alright, now also 1% bonus for every snap friend I have, which is 19 as we know from earlier. So you add these all together against the base score, and for me you get 184. Alright, there's a second part of this too, of course, because this is Snapchat we're talking about. So we're going to take the number of times I go out during the week, which is between 2 and 3, probably. I'll call it 2.5 just to be safe, times the probability of having a little too much to drink that night. We'll call that maybe 30%, times the probability of sending a stupid snap to one of my friends. We're going to give that 50% at this point in the night, times number of snaps that I send while I'm out. And we're going to call that probably 3 if I'm out. I'm probably sending 3 snaps. So that's going to give me the number of bad snaps per week. I'm going to multiply that times an uncoolness factor of 100, which is going to give me 112.5. We'll call it 113. If you subtract that from 184, because that's uncool, you get my total snap score of 71, and that's simply probably low than most people, but I'm curious to see what other people's snap scores are. That's my rudimentary calculation for social status based on Snapchat, and that's how I see you quantifying a Snapchat user. Thanks again for interviewing me, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.